Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. So I just made the announcement on the channel that I will start taking in personal readings, and again, people who've been on this channel here a little bit longer will get a discount. Again, I don't want to do speed readings. I want to give you readings of quality. Therefore, I don't have a lot of readings every month that I'll be giving. So if you're interested, contact me soon enough. And my angel, yet again, this is insane. I'm channeling here your DM's energy, by the way. I'm sorry, my mind was elsewhere. Let us meet, but I'm here channeling for you guys. Now, this here, I need one last card, but the message is so clear. The moon I have. So you can see the energy that your DM is in. He has hope. This angel card, for those who follow, it's been coming up like all the time. Is now 5 out of 4 readings. It's always coming, so you know how he feels about you. Let us meet now. I think the message is clear, and I'm liking the moon energy, because that there is like that's when you start feeling things, being like intuitive, accepting like the darker side. And when I see this is a little bit like accepting his mistakes too, and the thing that he has brought into the relationship, Yeah, there's something about this moon card and I can feel it, but let's go on. And what I'm really liking is that energy of hope as well, I know I need one more here. I will take it. I got it. I don't want to lose you. I think the message is clear, people. You can see it for yourself. Hope. My angel, he's been telling us that he feels or thinks of you as an angel. Let us meet now. The moon energy, and I don't want to lose you. Let me go on. Joy. I'm liking this card here. This is like a weird message, but I'll tell you, for some of you, if they contact you like now, it's just for this purpose here, to meet you guys now. And if you were ever to say yes, even if he shows you, even if he doesn't show you, sorry, that's exactly the energy that he would be in. It's a little bit like this famous, movie scene, like, on the phone with somebody, like playing it all cool, and the moment you hang up, he jumps for joy. Soul writing. These cards will guide me, but as to something that was like written in the stars before you guys even came down here. Meditation. So you see the energy that he's in. This meditation, I can couple it with hope. Is a little bit here somebody who was like never praying for anything, and he finds himself like, yeah, I can see it here, praying in some way to the universe for you. Healing. I'm liking this because we've been getting that energy of divine masculines, healing their energies. And let's go. Let me see to these cards as they will guide me, and the reading starts about here. Let's start, and yet again, welcome everyone. So as to DM, how are DMs feeling for the feminine? What are they thinking or feeling for the feminine energy? There are two things that I can tell you. This here again is the idea of being ashamed of something, and you can see that moon energy. I'm telling you, your DM, he's in his feelings, you know. And this here is a little bit like a different energy from just like raw or pure regrets. This here, I keep getting that energy too, is a little bit like somebody doing what we call, you know, a mea culpa. In a sense, he sees the stuff that he didn't do well, he sees his immaturity, he sees how, like concretely, how he has messed up in the past. I can see it here. And I'll tell you something else is at night that this guy keeps thinking about it, you know. It's a little bit like somebody laying down and going back like in details. It's very productive, you know, because of him. In a very productive way, like, you know, this is where I messed up, this is what I could have done better. That's exactly what I'm seeing here. Excuse me as I fix this microphone here. Let me go on. Do you see that? Let me tell you something. I have to say something because of a devil energy. Like, for me, pay attention to something. Something's happening in front of you. Well, the thing that I may have forgotten to say when I started, I can feel the energy of a divine masculine who feels like torn between two women, because he kept coming back, you know, like one divine feminine is sending me a very strong message since, like, you know, yesterday, like, you know, I'm here, talk about me, what do? I love these two women, you know, equally. Somebody, and you know of it because your DM, for the one I'm talking to, you know, your DM, he told you about the fact that he's in love with the karmic too, and that he loves you too. One divine masculine in particular is very torn. What I'm seeing here is the opposite, you know. Is like somebody finally making up their mind as to who is their divine feminine amongst these women that he's dealing with. And for some of you, it had to do with one woman in particular. This here is the karmic, and you can see the card let go, and you can see the card healing, you know, which I've had from my last karmic reading for the ones who follow, like your DM healing himself from like this karmic energy. One for the moment, and is very particular because he's telling me he's told you, whoever is listening, about that he loves the both of you equally. He's still dealing with that. Well, for others here, and like for most of us here, I can tell you this guy, he has no more doubts, you know. So let's check for the Two of Swords in reverse or the Two of Pentacles in reverse, but I can see it here as to, you know what, which would make so much sense with this soul writing here. It's a little bit like he figured a way to acknowledge you, to recognize you, and when I see the moon card, I can feel that too. It's a little bit like the secret is out as to who is his true angel in a sense. And with the Judgment card, you can see it here, you know. I'm liking your DM's energy, and I'll tell you why. It's because of that first line, people. This here is productive. It's not just regrets, like, you know, the type that close you off. Is the type of very introspective type of, you know, process, and something good comes out of this here. I know it, you know. One more card. And I'll tell you something else that I'm channeling. If you are busy doing you, taking care of yourself, taking care of your pentacles and everything, I keep telling you, your DM, he likes that energy, and you can see it with the moon. He can feel it, and he likes, you know, don't know how to explain this. It's because you push him with this forward, I mean, with this type of energies. Like, you know, if she's taking care of her business, I gotta take care of mine. He likes that. Some more. Yeah, you see that Judgment that I was talking about. I can tell you for the longest time, this guy, he didn't know who it was between you guys, between you two. There's like a very strong message here, like, you know, I was really in the dark about, you know, who was my divine feminine, sorry, and who was the karmic. He didn't know, people. For some of you, he really didn't know, and I can see it here with the Page of Pentacles, because he's got a reason to be immature and not to know. He's young, you know, in his years, or like he's still growing and learning, so when he tells you he doesn't know, it's because he simply has no idea. Some more. Yeah. The thing is, people, you have to understand that, like, even, I don't know how to explain this, but even proving this to you, or like declaring this to you, do you understand, like, by itself it's really like an uphill battle. And I'll tell you, the Page of Swords here, he adds like madness to the whole thing, as to how do I tell you that you're the one who really matters, you know, the one that I've chose, basically, after all the things that I have done. And what he has done for some of you, it's just that clear choice that he's made, you know, whether he's told you or not. I can tell you something and then it would make sense to you. If you did not have any competition, you see, and my phone is ringing, divine confirmation. If he weren't, I gotta take this phone call, I'm sorry, as it is my father, people, hang on. I'm sorry, people, some masculines matter more than anybody else, but I had to take that phone call. So it threw me a little bit off track, because, you know, that's my little love there. But yeah, I can see somebody making like a decision in the past, and really that sense of, like, you know, oblivion. And I can see it here, especially with the Fool card, showing and proving to you that, you know, at the end of the day, you are the woman with the value. It's like, you know, it's nearly like an impossible task, you know, of his own. He keeps thinking about those things, you know. I know it with the Moon card. Like, you know, how am I going to show her how much she means to me after I've made this choice here? Anyway, I was saying, you know, if your DM was not with you, or if he went for karmic energies, it's because the option was there for him. At the end of the day, at a point in time, and you know, this here is going to resonate with everybody, because these are the situations that we are in. At a point in time, this guy felt like, you know, he could have somebody different or somebody better, which is why he didn't go for you, you know. He made that choice along the way, whether you're aware of it or not, because if you were the only option, or like the true option in his mind, you guys would have been together. Well, everything I'm telling you is what he's trying to tell you today, and you will see, like, the difficulty in such a task, people. Everything I just said. I chose her because I felt like you were better than, she was better than you. I chose her because I felt like, you know, this is the Queen of Pentacles, like she could bring me something above you. At the end of the day, I chose her reality instead of your divinity, and how the hell am I going to explain that to you? And if you don't believe the stuff that I'm saying here, you gotta start knowing yourself as to, between you and the karmic, who do you think is the Empress, you know? If you're doing the right thing, you would know for sure that, you know, you don't have to be scared of the karmic for anything. Because at the end of the day, you are the SHIT, you know, and I can see her here. And check this Judgment card out too. That's how he sees you. And when I see my angel, you know, the only thing that can top that is an angelic type of Empress, you know. Check it out. One last card. But that Empress card, I'm telling you, the more you thrive, the more this guy here, he's attracted to you. Which is exactly the reason why you're on this journey. And I keep getting this card as to every time I'm looking for one last card, there is a DM's energy that keeps telling me, sending you this message, sending the message to this Empress, you know, to this Queen of Wands, to this Divine Feminine, that he is single and ready for you people. Some more. He keeps saying that in all of my readings too. Like, you know, always this Nine of Cups energy as to, you know, I'm emotionally fulfilled and all I need is my Ace of Cups and then we can have this thing together. I'm ready for you, he keeps telling me. Some more. Yeah, I can see him here. For those who follow people, I've been telling you, which is why this angel card keeps coming up, and I can see it here also in I don't want to lose you, and I can see it with the moon energy here, and even with the hope card here. You got to understand that your person, if you've made it this far in the reading, you resonating with my energies. This guy here is conflicted because of the way that he feels about you. It's a little bit like, you know, when you were chasing, you were like, I don't know how to explain this, but a little bit like dealing with the tensions. And people, I got a hidden card here which I like, I love. You were dealing with the tensions by chasing even more intensively. Him is more like, you know, this like feelings is a little bit like it's building a shell, you know, around him, and I'll tell you why. It's because he's afraid to mess this thing up for himself a little bit more. So on his way to reaching out to you or to try to build something with you, I'm telling you, this guy is conflicted by his feelings for you. I don't know how to explain this, but this is the message, you know. I don't think that he's ever known how to deal with feelings, you know, because at the end of the day, he's telling me he's more like, what he does best is like this 3D thing. But the feelings, this guy here, though it's the king's energy, like, you know, his feelings are pure. I know that there's like an element of he does not have them in check, so he'd rather, you know, keep a little bit of distance. And I can see it here, and let me clarify, I need to see this card. Do you see that, people? I miss you, and it was trapped in my deck, and I really pay attention when I clean up my cards, you know. I really shuffle them well, so I always like that. I'm telling you, his heart field is exactly what's messing up with him, though he's ready and though he loves you. But I want to clarify that, you know. Yeah, again, that uphill battle. This thing here for him is harder than it should be. He's making it like hard on himself, you know. And I can tell you something you don't even understand, and I'll tell you because I can see it here with these two kings, as to a man who exists and a man who actually loves you, you know, being conflicted as to how he's going to build this thing with you. And I'll tell you, so much so that if this guy could escape from you, he would, or he would have, you know. And I'll tell you why. It's because, you know, once you do all this stuff to somebody, it's just better to believe that they were never meant to be a part of your life, you know, and to move on with your business. I do it myself. If I feel like something is like unsavable, you know, a lost cause, I'll be like, well, you know, it was really nice meeting you, and, you know, have a great life. He cannot do that with you. And believe me, if he could, he would have, you know. That's the conflict. And if you don't believe me, check out this idea of like immaturity and that Fool card, as to, you know, this guy really did not know. He wasn't prepared for your introduction, for some of you, into his life, you know, which is why he's made that choice the choice for somebody else, the choice for anybody. I'm sorry I have to say that, but you actually. Yeah, it's because he didn't know. Well, the fact that he didn't know, that he couldn't pick up on your energy, is messing him up. I'll tell you that, you know. And is making everything a lot more difficult for him, and if he could, he would keep on running away from you. One last card. But I can see it here with the moon. You know, the universe is forcing him to deal with this shadow aspect of your relationship, as to the very shadow that his immaturity has put onto your mix, onto, this is the craziest part, people, onto this like divine contract, you know, that the universe has put between you guys. So you can imagine what he's going through. And this here, I'll tell you, you have to understand that you and him have to let go of the past in order to heal, people. The same way you have to forgive him, he's got to forgive himself. The day that you forgive him, he will start forgiving himself. That's like a shared energy. And check this out, people. I don't know if the camera caught this, but I don't care. This Nine of Cups keeps coming back in each last card that I want to pick from my readings. This guy is single and he's telling you, and I can tell you something, this is an energetic reading, you know. I don't care what it looks like with the karmic. In his heart, he's single, and he's been telling me in my last 3 readings, you know. Let's go on. He's single. And I can see it here too. The only thing that's messing with him is the fact that he still has to heal from like whatever situation you guys were in, to let go of certain things within himself, to start understanding and accepting, you know, this soul writing. The guy tried, but at the end of the day, he doesn't want to lose you. If he could have lost you, he would have. Because the feeling of not wanting to lose you is adding like difficulty to his existence, people. I can see it here. To the point this guy is going mad, you know, because at the end of the day, and you may feel the same way, this guy, he feels trapped within this connection with you. Even if he wanted to, he cannot shake you, period. And you better believe it, you know. You can see it. And what I'm really liking is that this time around he's come to such conclusions himself with, like, you know, the Judgment card, that you are the Empress, the Divine Feminine, the everything, you know, the Alpha and the Omega to him. Oh, I got one. This guy here understands that if he doesn't invest in what's going on with you, he literally does not have any future, you know. And I'll tell you, because those cards, you know, if they're flipped, that's exactly what he receives, you know, though I have to clarify it. But he understands that this distance that's there between you guys, you know, is like removing him. Do you see the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, you know, from his, like, from his true path, if it makes sense, his true mission, his true future, you know. This guy understands as to right now he's not working on his 10 of Cups with you. And this here, because of the 3 of Wands in reverse too, is a little bit like this guy. You can see it here with the Judgment. He knows that every day that he's wasting being away from you is removing him from his ultimate goal, if I may say. Yeah, some more. I need to clarify this 10 of Cups here. But this guy, and I'm really liking this, you know, because of this King here too. What I'm seeing today that feels different is somebody who's really logical about his thinking process. He's not in the energy of regret anymore. He understands each and every step that he has done wrong, you know, in the past. And when it comes to the future, he himself knows that his attitude for the moment is not like efficient, you know, or like proactive in a way. I can see it here. This is more than the feeling of wasting time, is the feeling that, you know, what I'm doing now is not going to get me any closer to my goal. Somewhat. This here, I know what he's trying to say already. Yeah, I need one last card, but I'll tell you. Yeah, it's like, you know, what he's thinking in his mind, I'm not going to let, you know, one bad decision ruin my life, you know, at the end of the day. This here is a little bit like, you know, I know what my decision, that wrong choice or whatsoever I've made, you know, has caused. It has caused pain, or for somebody, i.e. you, divine feminine, you know, to feel left out in the cold. He's thinking to himself with the Four of Swords in reversed. I can see it, but this is fixable, people. It's fixable, and I can tell you with the Ace of Swords in reverse, he doesn't know how. So the best way you can help him as a divine feminine is, if it makes sense to you what I'm saying, is not to chase him, but it is like to send him the energy as to what is your solution for the both of you. Because at the end of the day, he's got to go through you in order to make this thing work again. In a sense, he has to be granted your full forgiveness, sorry. And I've had this conversation in past readings. Is a little bit like, you know, you gotta be a part of the solution instead of being mad and bitter and things like this. Concretely, what does your DM have to do in order to be in your good grace again? He doesn't know, but in his mind he feels like it's fixable, people. And I'm liking this energy yet again, because at the end of the day he understands the damage, you know, that he has caused when it comes to this choice here. But to him there's an element as to, and I can see it here with the Judgment card, this thing is fixable. And the way that he thinks right now, he knows he's not doing anything productive with you right now. And it's like, you know, remember the Moon card, this is what he hopes for at night. And I can see him here even with the Four of Swords in reversed, you know. It's like that's what keeps him up at night. How to fix this thing here, and I can tell you everything can nearly be reduced to like a wrong choice or like the wrong decision that this guy has made. And I hope that it makes sense to you. You can ask me if you don't understand this, because I think that it's important, people, somewhat. Oh, I got two. This here is a little bit like crossroads, and I'll tell you why. Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you in a second. One last card here. Okay, first of all, we keep getting that energy from our DM that he's in that energy of like depression, people, and I know it, you know, from the Moon card twice that we've had. So dealing with all this, you know, coming to such conclusions, though to me they're more like a a king, sorry, type of energy, like somebody a little bit more mature. Don't think that this thing is not going through your person. He's feeling that. And I'll tell you again, and I can see it in the Hope card. All this guy is like left with, you know, let me tell you, all this guy is like left with is hope. And I'll tell you something, because I know my cards. Is funny. This guy here is at night that he keeps, you know, like thinking of all this thing. So I can tell you something, people. If you want to send like a message to your person a little bit like easier, because I'm telling you that's the energy that he's tapping into for the moment. Send your affirmations to him at night too. This is the best moment for him to catch them. I can see it here, you know. This guy, he thinks of you, he meditates, he's trying to find solutions to this like very bad situation that he starts to hope is like fixable at night, people. I can see him here being single. I can see him being like depressed over this whole thing yet again with the moon card. But I can tell you this guy, he's going on blind faith with the hope card. I'll tell you something else, you know, I believe at a point where you feel like, you know, this guy cannot be my DM. I can see it here with these two cards. Some of you are literally like willing to let go of this thing. Did not tell you at the beginning that this guy had no more doubts as to who you were, and we were looking for the Two of Pentacles or Two of Swords in reversed. I can see it here, but I can see him here also in reverse. I'm telling you, that's not the way he sees himself, that's the way you see him, because this guy is advancing. He's literally, you can see it here with the King of Pentacles, this whole thing here, and you, the Divine Feminine here, this whole thing that I just explained, and even in the Empress, this thing is for you. So at the end of the day, he is in his divine form, whether you can see it or not, because putting one foot in front of the other is advancement, people. Is like, you know, walking a journey. And it's funny because some of you guys have even decided that you were done with this thing. I can tell you something that's going to help you. This here is literally like the Karmic's greatest trick, people. For you to reject him over the thing that he has done to you. Some of you, if you have decided that you want to let go of this guy here, is solely because, not really, but it's because of karmic energies for some of you. And I'll tell you something else. For some of you, it's the feeling that he is enjoying his life while you are waiting for him. It's a little bit like you close your eyes and you can picture him, you know, like enjoying his life, his friends, his body, his sexuality, his vacations, and you're there just like waiting for him. I need some more card, but I can tell you it's really funny. You're ready to let go, and this guy has never been so sure that he wants this 10 of Cups, with you. And I'll tell you something else. This here, I need one more card, and let's pray that we don't see like the World card. Otherwise, you know, this thing, it will never end between you guys. But whatever you think, you know, whether you think it's over or not, whether he believes it's over or not, and it's just running on like pure hope, you cannot move on from this thing, people. What's happening here is like the karmic energies are nearly winning over somebody that I can feel here, because they're literally like making you make the decision that you do not want your divine match anymore. And I'll tell you something else. All of this is just a matter of triggering you. I can see it here with the 9 of Wands. It's a little bit like this is what those energies do to you. Do not sacrifice a divine union over that if that's the case, you know. And I'm not even worried about you, because those in this situation, if this is your true match, you know, your true divine match, whatever you're feeling now, whatever decision you've made now, you will not be able to remove yourself from this story here. And I hope that it makes sense to you. No matter how the guy has treated you, and I'm saying that like in, you know, I have to take that a little bit easy, because I'm not like telling you that you should accept anything from your person, but you know, sometimes circumstances happen, and that's exactly what I see here. certain things just happen, you know. Well, some of you are going to have to get over this thing, otherwise you're letting literally like negative forces winning something that belongs to you over you, you know, if it makes sense to you. One last card. What I'm trying to say is that this here is a little bit like an interference, do you say? This here, the karmic thing, or like you having the feeling that your person is enjoying his life, you know, instead of you. Some of you is the reason why you're literally ready to let go of this guy, because those things trigger you, but I can tell you, you cannot. One last card. You cannot remove yourself from this thing here. This thing, literally, you can see it with the 6 of Swords to the 10 of Swords, you know, in reverse is a little bit like, you know, whatever you do, you're going to crash against this wall. It's like a boomerang, you know. You're going to go all the way there, but this thing is going to send you into another place. There's no such thing as removing yourself from the situation that I'm seeing here, and I hope that it makes sense to you. This reading was particular, but I love such readings, you know, because this to me is really entering the mind of a divine masculine people. Yeah. So what I'll keep is that I'm telling you he's in his feelings and he feels them at night. Send your messages at night. You won't be able to escape him no matter what you have decided, you know. No matter what you've decided, and so is the same thing for him. So much so that the only thing that he's left with is hope and what I channeled as like blind faith. This guy is telling you he's missing you. He's asking you to meet him now. He's telling you, he's been telling you, this guy here's been single. And at the end of the day, people, he sees you as his angel. So I will tell you what's his idea, you know, of joy. This 10 of Cups with you. And I'm telling you something, I don't know if you realize how ready you are or how close you are. Check the energy that this guy is in. There's only one cup, you know, missing, and I'll tell you, it is yours. And your cup comes with like forgiveness and pure love, basically. One last card. I got it. I need one more. I can tell you, and this here, the way it's coming out, it's important, people. Some of you are faking like you're doing the work around this like relationship or this soul journey that you're on. I can tell you what you're faking. You're faking like you're not in the chaser's energy anymore. Well, I'm telling you, for some of you, and you would know exactly that I'm speaking to you. Do you see all the good things that I just said? They will not be happening to you as long as you keep on lying to yourself. Instead of that, just get on and do the real work, people. And I'll tell you, for you, and you gotta check this out, you know, for those who think that this is a game or something, there'll be no future, no movement forward, and no renewal, and unless, you know, you get out this chaser energy and you put in the work instead of like lying to yourself, because at the end of the day you cannot fool the universe. And I know what I'm talking about, as I'm seeing here this moon card too. You're lying to yourselves, you know, for some of you. You gotta take like a point, and this reading again is like too long, you know. You gotta take a point of reference, you know, if you want to see if you've really grown. But if you just look at your little bubble and take yourself as like, you know, in comparison, you will never move forward, people. Because in your little world you're better than you was yesterday, that's for sure, or at least let's hope so. But how good are you when you compare yourself to other people? For some of you, you've moved forward a little bit, but I can tell you, you are still like very, very removed, you know, from how you're supposed to really feel like. Some of you think that they are letting go of their divine masculine, and like, you know, if you listen to them, you'd even believe them. I'm telling you, at the end of the day, you're still the chaser and you're lying to yourself. Put in the real work if you want this thing to happen, otherwise the universe has a lot more patience than you do. Believe me. Some more. So let's finish this reading. I'm sorry, my readings, they really tend to be too long, you know. Heartache and loss. I told you, this guy here, this Nine of Wands energy, he keeps giving that to us with the Three of Swords energy. Whether he's dealing with his karmic or with you, the thought of you, that's exactly the energy he finds himself in. He feels like he's heartbroken and that he's lost something in you. Yeah, this heart chakra, I know. And I'll tell you something, this is the Six of Cups, so please do not care about what's written. I mean, the Six of Pentacles, don't care about what's written. I'll tell you something, it's like, really, you don't have to believe me. I'm a Queen of Cups, I know what I'm talking about. This guy here, whether you can feel it or not, the thing that he gives you, or the energy that he gives you, and he gives you a great deal of it, is like this heart chakra energy, this heart chakra vibration. So if you are intuitive, you should be able to feel it, and I'll tell you, it comes in a form. You're going to receive a lot of love left and right, or you feel like somebody has your best interest at heart, or you feeling that warmth and you feeling appreciated. I'll tell you something, if you feel like this is happening to you for the moment, that something is warming up your heart, people, is your DM doing this to you? Because he may not speak it, he may not say it, but he's heartbroken over you. At the end of the day, he is doing the work, you know. And even if he cannot communicate with you, I'm telling you, this guy here, he's sending you all of his love, whether you can feel it or not. He often finds himself in his heart chakra over you. And I believe it's because he's been telling me lately, you know. One last card, but this, too many. This destiny here, I can tell you, it's the same idea than the soul writing that I had in the beginning, people. Whether you want it or not, today I really have that strong feeling, you know, of two people who will never be able to remove each other from, you know, each other's lives, you know, because this thing here was written in the stars. It's like you cannot escape your own destiny, you know. Well, I feel like the guy is starting to understand that himself too. Yeah. My lord, yeah, he understands, people. And this here is the Magician. This guy here, you better pay attention, you know, the EDFs. Because if you don't pay attention to him, I can see it here, the way this Magician, you know, came out. He'll teach you something about, you know, what heartbreak can do to a person, and how it can transcend them. And it may be even more the case when you are the one inflicting the heartbreak, you know, but I can see something that I'm liking here about him. One last card. And not just that, awareness of this soul contract or soul writing between you guys. Awareness of his destiny, and I hope I can find it. Awareness of what he wants. Some people need to lose something in order to know what they have. This is what I'm feeling here. Oh, I got my card. Third eye chakra. Amazing. To the Magician. This guy is tuned in, people, in his heart space about you, in his third eye chakra about his divinity, single and ready for you. This is crazy. Some more. I'm loving this reading here. but you know I'm a little bit different, so I don't know if it's going to resonate with you. I got the card love, people. I don't even have to explain this. I've been telling you lately, I can feel like a strong divine masculine telling me lately that you know he loves you. He thinks you're his angel and he loves you. He's been telling me many times. Definitely in his heart space about you. Letting go, we're getting this card yet again, close to the healing card. This guy here is doing his work, people. I can see it with the magician here and even in the third eye chakra. He's letting go of anything that comes, you know, between you guys, and my only advice, do the same thing. You know, this karmic, that's like a little bit the reason, or like this karmic energies for you to be like, you know, I don't want him anymore. Put them in check. Put them where they belong. Let go of them. They won't have any power on you anymore. And I'm going through this like really quickly because this reading is long enough, but you would understand what I'm trying to tell you. Do not let the karmic help you sabotage this union, people, because I can tell you that's exactly what they're doing. Temptation. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you as I'm saying that? That would be like the devil's energy. I can tell you this dark veil that you are like feeling on your divine connection is just like the work of like negative forces, people. And if you want to let go of this thing or not fight for this thing, for some of you, because the others, they're completely justified, you know, but for some of you, I'm telling you, it's a little bit like it's a spiritual attack, and you can see it here. It's a little bit like it's a karmic attack, people. I know what I'm talking about. Let go of the karmic, neutralize her little, you know, negativity by not even breathing life, you know, into her. Somebody asked me in my comment section, like, you know, is it alright for me to know the karmic, to talk to her often, to want her trust and this and that? Personally, I do not recommend that, you know, because unless you're really like grounded spiritually, you're going to find yourself with somebody who will really teach you about life, you know. You think you can win her on your side, she's like 2 or 3 moves ahead of you, and it's like, you know, keep my enemies even closer. She's the one who taught you that, you know, if it makes sense to you. I don't recommend that. If you feel like you're a positive force and you see something that I call karmics as like a negative force, remove yourself from the force. Let go of the force. Don't try to be the karmic's best friend. Don't try that, it won't work. Wild. This is funny, you know, as I'm saying that, I'm telling you, some of you who are trying to play the, I mean, it's not even a game, I'm sorry I'm saying it like that, but who are trying to be close to the karmic, all I can tell you, I can see it here with the card temptation and wild. Be careful. You're playing with fire. Let it all go. Let it go. Let the universe take care of it, you know. And one last card. Take off your mask. This here, it may be even for some of you the way you're seeing your divine masculine, somebody who is wild, who cannot be trusted, and somebody who falls easily, you know, for temptation. I can see a change, I can see a healing in the divine masculine energy, and I've been telling you last time, the only thing that needs to happen is for you, you know, to be able to see that he has changed, and that's exactly what you should like look for in your person. Wait for him to take off this mask and to show you who he is. And I'm telling you, he wants to renew this energy, like what you once felt about him, to tell you or to reveal, you know, his like makeover, which is exactly why he wants to meet you now. And on top of that, when he says he misses you, I believe him, because lately it's been coming up like this heart chakra is real when it comes to your DM. You don't have to believe me. Some more. Yeah. This here, he's waiting for his big reveal, and I can see it here. Like, you know, a little bit like operating in silence, you know, because the feelings have changed. So now he's like, you know, I gotta show her all the progress that I've made, you know. And above all, I'm loving this energy here. You better believe that he's getting like some kind of downloads or like universal help, you know, to bring you two together. Soul song. Some of you listen to the music that you are, pay attention to the music that you're listening to, because I told you earlier, you know, this guy here, he will try to explain to you or to share his heartbreak, you know, through songs that you would be listening to, because he finds himself like sending this like heart vibrations to you. A lot of them you're going to receive that in songs or like in your inspiration around you. Just remember that for some of you, you're going to hear your divine masculines like pain or love in a song or in songs. Nothing has gone wrong. I know it, you know, because at the end of the day, some of you will never be able to remove themselves, you know, from this like situation here. It may look like hopeless to you, but I can tell you everything is going according to divine plan. You're not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. Period. Grounding. And you guys should like really start believing in what I'm telling you. If I may say, the very thing that I just said as to nothing has gone wrong, you're not going anywhere, he's not going anywhere. Make that like part of your understanding, you know, and build on that instead of being in the energy of doubts. Because I'll tell you something, this guy here, he has no more doubts. And I've been getting that energy lately. You can feel him, people. If you pay attention, you can feel the stuff that I'm telling you about your DM. And I'm gonna leave it at that. He's sending you a lot of love vibrations, and even if you don't hear it from his mouth, just check your like water energetic field around you. Check how people care for you. Check the caring connections around you. Check out this type of things. You will be able to feel that, and even more so if you're psychic, you know. Yeah, I believe him. I definitely believe him with this like awareness and third eye chakra. Your DM is walking, putting one foot in front of the other towards this enlightenment here, and you are the reason why he's doing that. And one last card. Soulcraft. I'll end this reading here by saying that you're not the only one in this. I need one last card, but on this journey, people. And the craziest part, I told you before, pay attention, because this guy here, he's going to like, once he gets it, he may be even faster than you. He may even be able to learn faster than you, people. That's what I'm seeing here. Once he's on his path, he's going to catch up to you like really quickly, because you guys function differently. One last card. You are the universe. I'm gonna leave it at that. You know what I'm channeling here, and it's really funny, is like, you know, Queen of Cups. Do you understand that by doing this slowly, you're tapping into the stuff the universe is made of? Well, I may be, people, but that's exactly what I'm channeling. This guy here, he'll become somewhat of a wizard, you know, like the magician to the high priestess that you are, very quickly. He'll pick up very quickly, and he's definitely on the path of enlightenment. I can see it here. And if you pay attention, you would be able to feel it to yourself, like, you know, something. It's really hard to describe a feeling, but you would be able to feel that. You're very close to achieving your goal. That's what your DM is telling you, and I'll tell you in which form this reading is very rich. It's a good one, if I may say. How close he is, he's in the 9 of Cups energy, going for the 10 of Cups. Yeah, he's really close. And on top of that, he's in like on the path of enlightenment, in like the magician and third eye chakras energy. You better believe that he's really close to achieving his goal. And if you don't pay attention, this guy is going to manifest you, and you'd be the last one to know. A time to give rather than take. I've been getting that card with your divine masculine's energy as well. Like this guy stopping, you know, this selfish act to be like a real masculine and to enjoy the energy of giving, because at the end of the day he's the giving energy. He can ask his penis, you know, about that if he wants to. Luck is on your side. I can see it from these downloads that he's getting too. It's really funny. I'm getting the energy that the universe is literally like putting luck on your divine masculine side so that he can come back to you, or like, you know, let me help you manifest her back into your life. I'm telling you, you better watch out. Some more. Your commitment is being tested. To me, he's already passed the test. Remember these 2 women, you know, he had to choose from? He's already been tested and he failed, people. But that should tell you also that the test is already behind you guys, as to you and your loved ones are safe. I don't even have to explain this. The energy is gaining momentum. I can feel that too. And I'll tell you why. It's the idea of this now, you know, like let us meet now. I can't find the card, but I'm telling you, some of you are going to come actually in union if you know what to do about it with your twin flame sometime very soon. And I got one last card for you. Your dreams need a practical plan. That's what your DM is thinking, you know, and I told you about that. He's thinking this whole thing in a very productive type of way nowadays. In that Taurus energy is the best energy to make something happen, you know, for yourself. He's seeing his mistakes. He understands that not talking to you is not productive. He's really starting to see that in like the masculine energy. So that was my reading, and I'll tell you, if you are a Sagittarius, a Virgo, a Taurus, or a Cancer, or your divine masculine is one, this reading is going to resonate even more with you. And I'll just end this reading by saying, you know, the universe is pushing your person towards you, and you better believe it, people. So I hope that you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. I also have a new section for like donations if you want to kindly donate to my channel. Take care of yourself, stay healthy, and I shall see you soon. Bye bye.